Hello, this is Francis James at Zan Alphabet. In this video, I'm going to teach you about countable nouns. Do you know how to use an indefinite article some, any, much, and many? I'm going to talk about how to make the plural form of countable nouns, and I'm going to talk about some quantifiers for countable nouns. Countable and uncountable nouns are the most common mistakes that students make in English. Nouns can be both countable and uncountable. Knowing the difference between these nouns is very important, and thus many of the grammar mistakes that most of us are making are to do with countable and uncountable nouns. Countable nouns are nouns we can count and make each of them plural. They are separate objects. They are also known as count nouns. Some common examples of countable nouns are book, computer, table, chair, and house are all examples of countable nouns. Countable nouns are easy to identify because they are all separate and individual objects. They have a singular and a plural form. A countable noun can be both singular and plural. Singular form must use a determiner. Determiners are used before the countable nouns. Some of the examples are articles, demonstratives, quantifiers, and possessive adjectives. For example, determiners are like articles a or an, or the, or we could use this, that, my, his, for example. We need some kind of determiner which gives us information about a singular noun. Therefore, we must use a determiner with a singular noun. So we have to say his book, my book, my car, his car, and so on. We can't simply say book. We need to either use an article a, or we could use number. You can say there is one book on the table. There is a book on the table. And this is a book. We can't say this is book. It's wrong. We can't say this is book. It's wrong. Or we can't say there is book. There is a book. There is one book on the table. But we can't say this is book. That is wrong. There is book. It's wrong. Instead, we could say this is a book, or this is my book, or there is one book on the table. Okay, so let's see how to use the indefinite articles with the singular countable nouns. A or an is just like saying that there is one out of many or one out of something. So when we have a singular noun, we need to put a or an in front of it. In other words, when you're talking about only one person, animal, place, or thing, you can put a or an before the noun. For example, a book, a car, a chair, a table, an apple, an olive tree are all examples of singular countable nouns. We use a in front of a countable noun that starts with a consonant sound. A book, a car, a chair, a table. For example, I have a book. I have a book. Or I have a table. Or I have a car. We use an in front of a countable noun that starts with a vowel sound. For example, an apple, or an olive tree, and so on. Some examples are, I have an apricot. I'm like an olive tree in the house of God. I have an idea. I'm not an officer. Well, as mentioned earlier, a or an is just like saying that there is one out of many. So it is never in the plural form. So we can use article a or an in the singular. I bought a book of physics. The book has 332 pages. It has 12 chapters in it. Each chapter covers 3 topics. Kevin has a car. The car contains 4 seats. I have a pen and notepad, a table calendar, and a computer on my desk. Does your car have a trunk? Yes, my car has a trunk. American English and British English at times use different words to describe the same thing. For example, Americans use the word trunk for the British term boot. No determiner is required with a plural noun. So you don't always have to use a determiner with a plural form here. For example, the books, my books, his books. However, if you are referring generally to a group, no determiner should be used. For example, I can say, I like apples. So this is a very common mistake. For example, if you're talking about all doctors or all teachers or all lawyers are making a general statement about a group of people, for example, no determiner should be used. Unless you're talking about a specific group of teachers or specific group of doctors, if you want to make a general statement about all people, all countable nouns in one category, no determiner should be used. Alright, let's continue on to how to make the plural forms of nouns. To make regular nouns plural, add s to the end of the noun. Let's look at some examples. The plural form of chair is chairs. The plural form of table is tables. The plural form of car is cars, and so on. The plural form of school is schools. Plural form of teacher is teachers. So remember, to make regular nouns plural, add s to the end of the noun. So we are adding s to the end of the noun. We're adding s. So we need to add s to the end of the noun. Use the singular form of the verb with a singular countable noun. Let's look at some sentence examples. The avocado is very nice. In this sentence, we are talking about one avocado. Avocado is in the singular form here. There is no s at the end of the noun. And since the noun is in the singular form here, then the verb must be in singular as well. This is the third person singular of the verb to be. There is a computer on the desk. There is a computer on the desk. Now here it says use singular form of the verb with singular countable noun. Let's identify the countable noun first. Now in this sentence we have computer. Computer is a countable noun. Again, we could say even desk, because we can count number of desks, or you can also call it as a table. A table is also a countable noun. Yes, it's a singular countable noun, desk. However, the desk is preceded by the article the, by the definite article, that here we have a computer, okay, computer, okay, it's preceded by a. It is a singular countable noun. It's a singular countable noun. So we need to use singular form of the verb. This is my car. This is my car. So the rule says use singular form of the verb with singular countable noun. So we have singular countable noun. So we must use the singular form of the verb. The Lord is my shepherd. In this example, we use the singular form of the verb with singular countable noun. Next, Use plural form of the verb with a plural countable noun. Use plural form of the verb with plural countable noun. The cars are very nice. The cars are very nice. Here we are talking about several cars. So add an S at the end of a noun to make it plural. And also notice that the verb to be is in the third person plural. Hence a plural noun indicates that there is more than one of that noun. If the singular noun ends in S, SS, SH, CH, X or Z, add ES to the end of the noun to make it plural. For example, bus. It is ending with S. Buses. If you want, we can just yes, yeses, SH, CH, X or Z. Yeah. Now we need to add ES to make it plural. Okay. Now in this case, bus, it ends with a single character. Yes, and add yes. Okay, bus becomes buses. Okay, we are adding yes. Okay, now dress. So this noun is ending with double S. So here we have two S. So we need to add yes. So it becomes dresses. Now fox. Fox. It is ending with X. So we need to add yes. Foxes and so on. So remember, usually when we have more than one countable noun, we need to add S or ES. Let's look at a few sentence examples. The foxes have holes and birds of the air have nests, but the King of Kings has no place to lay his head. The air sound begins with the tongue rounded slightly upward in the middle of the mouth. The sides of the tongue may lightly touch the bottom teeth during the formation of the beginning of the sound. How are classes going? How are classes going? Here in this example, class ends in SS. So we take ES for the plural form. What you see, write in a book and send it to the 7 churches which are in Asia. So finally, churches. Church ends in CH, so we add ES to make the plural form. Key, keys. Vowel plus Y. Vowel plus Y. add s. If the word ends in a vowel plus y, then just add s. If the word ends in a vowel plus y, then just add s to make it plural. Boy, vowel plus y, vowel plus y. So we need to add s, boys. Journey. So it is vowel plus y. So we need to add s, journeys. So remember, usually when we have more than one countable noun, we need to add s or es to make a countable noun plural. However, there is one more different spelling for plural. We have noun plus ies. If the noun ends in y, we should drop the y in the plural form and add ies. We should drop the y in the plural form and add ies to make the countable noun plural. If the word ends in a consonant plus y, then y changes to ies. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Country, countries, factory, factories, baby, babies, and so on. Country, countries, factory, factories, baby, babies. Memory, memories. Story, stories. So these are the three ways to make plural forms: adding es or ies or just s. However, I want to go to something which is a little bit more challenging. Nouns which have irregular plural forms. We can't just add s to make these nouns plural. Irregular nouns made plural by changing vowels, changing the word or adding a different ending. There are two types of irregular plurals: words that don't follow plural spelling rules, words that don't change. Let's take a look at a few. The plural form of man is men. The plural form of woman is women. Pronunciation is the most important and the difficult problem that the non-native speakers have to face when studying English. Why pronunciation is the most important part of learning a language. Improper pronunciation can lead to negative impression, misunderstanding, and ineffective communication. Please be careful of your vowel pronunciation here in particular. Woman, women. The first vowel O in women does not change in terms of spelling, but in pronunciation it does change. The plural form of child is children. The plural form of fish is fish. The plural form of sheep is sheep. The plural form of person is people. The plural form of foot is feet. The plural form of tooth is teeth. Let's look at a few sentence examples using irregular nouns. Can a man be pure before his maker? All men will hate you because of me, but he who stands firm to the end will be saved. I do not permit a woman to have authority over a man. How many children do you have? There is a boy here who has 5 barley loaves and 2 fish. If a man has 100 sheep and one of them gets lost, what will he do? So notice that we shouldn't put indefinite article a or an in front of a plural noun. We cannot say a cars. A quantifier is a word or a phrase which is used before a noun to indicate the amount or degree. Some, many, a lot of, a few are examples of quantifiers. We use with the plural form. For example, some apples, many books, and so on. Quantifiers can be used with both countable and uncountable nouns. The quantifier many can be used to talk about a large quantity of something. As such, it is used when we talk about countable nouns. Using many in some situation can sound overly formal and a little odd in spoken English. In order to sound a little more natural and casual, try using a lot of instead. Use many if the noun is countable. We use many with plural nouns. Many are used to talk about quantities, amounts, and degree. It is mainly used in affirmative, interrogative, and negative sentences. I have many books. A man of so many moods. A man of so many moods. For many will come in my name, claiming I am the Messiah, and will deceive many. There are many apples in the storeroom. My Father's house has many rooms. How many plus plural countable noun. How many plus plural countable noun. For countable nouns, we can answer the question how many with a number. How many courses are you taking this semester? How many courses are you taking this semester? I'm taking 5 courses. For example, how many days are there in a week? How many brothers do you have? How many seats does your car have? Few refers to countable nouns and is used with plural form to indicate not many persons or things. It's a negative quantifier and means fewer than expected, predicted or wished. Few means virtually none or almost zero. Few normally conveys a negative idea. Few plus plural countable nouns. Few plus plural countable noun. I have few friends. Which means I do not have many friends. Using a few instead of few in a sentence changes the sentence meaning. Whereas a few implies a small number of some that is greater than two. A few plus plural countable noun. I have a few friends, which means I have a small number of friends. A few people arrived early, which means some people arrived early. A few people. A few means some. A few people arrived early, which means some people arrived early. The quantifier some can be used with both plural countable and uncountable nouns. We can use it when talking about a limited quantity of something. So when we have a plural countable noun, we use the word some. We use the word some if you're not being specific or if you're not sure about the exact quantity of the items you're talking about. Some chairs, some tables, some books, some apples, some weeks, some appointments, some days, and so on. For example, can I have some chairs? Can I have some chairs? Or can I have some tables? So if you want more than one chair, you can say, can I have some chairs? We use some in three ways: positive sentences, making offers or requests, asking questions when you think the answer is yes. We use some to make positive sentences. I bought some apples. There are some tables in the room. Offers and requests are often questions. When a question is an offer or a request, we use some. Would you like some fish? This is an offer. You are offering me fish. Can I have some marker pens? This is a request. I'm requesting marker pens. We usually use any to make questions. You can use some in a question when you think the answer to the question will be yes. Do we still have some fish in the fridge? I think the answer is yes. I think we have fish. Any is usually used for plural countable nouns. We use any before nouns to refer indefinite or unknown quantities. We use any in three ways: negative sentences, questions, if statements. Negative sentences. We use any with not to make negative sentences. We don't have any eggs. Have we got any eggs? Do we need any carrots? Do we need any carrots? Do we need any carrots? And if you're being specific, or if you're sure about the exact quantity of the items you're talking about, we can say 2 apples, 3 bananas, 4 chairs, 3 tables, 2 days, 3 weeks, for example. If statements. We use any where the sentence starts with if. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to contact me. If there are any problems, please contact me. If you have any queries regarding this letter, please contact me. If you have any questions on this or you would like to discuss the matter, then please email or call me. Should you have any queries, please feel free to contact me. Judas Iscariot refused to answer any questions. A lot of can be used in all sentences, affirmative, negative, and interrogative, with both countable and uncountable nouns. A lot of and many are used to talk about quantities, amounts, and degree. A lot of computers are needed at schools. Lots of computers are needed at schools. Lots of computers are needed at schools. Now, when do we use a lot of and lots of? Lots of sounds a bit more informal than a lot of. Both forms are used in singular and in plural sentences. It is not the phrase a lot of or lots of which determines singular or plural, but the noun of the sentence. It is not the phrase a lot of or lots of which determines singular or plural, but the noun of the sentence. In formal English, we use plenty of and many instead of a lot or lots of. Plenty of computers are needed. Plenty of computers are needed at schools. Many of computers are needed at schools. As we all know, the majority of English nouns are countable nouns, and the way to find out is to check your dictionary. If you have any questions or comments, please share with us. Also, if you like this video, please make sure to give a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel too. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope now you have a better understanding of countable nouns. Have a great day. Bye for now.